Would you like to learn some easy ways to increase your confidence? Well, this video will help you increase your confidence so you can show up more powerfully for your clients, to be able to enroll more easily and more comfortably, and to generally be a lot more confident in life. This question was sent to us by Trish. She asked, what are the 3 ways that I could increase my confidence? Well, I'm going to show you just how. But before we get into that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. In that way, what will happen is every single week when we release a new useful video like this one, you will get a notification as soon as we release a new video. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button. And now, let's get the ball rolling. So today, let's explore confidence. So we're going to talk about 2 types of confidence. First is projected confidence, and second is real confidence. Projected confidence is the confidence that you can create a feeling around by changing the way your body looks, or the way you approach somebody, or the way you speak. And we'll talk a little bit about that so you can project confidence even if in that moment you're not feeling that confident. Projected confidence helps you immediately to switch your state and be able to find that space of confidence, that footing that will help you feel confident in that moment and be able to take the action that you really want to take. So let's go into projected confidence. The first way to project confidence is the way you sit or the way you walk. If you are sitting up, when you sit tall, when you walk tall, you present confidence in the way you approach anybody and everybody. It also is reflected if you lean in and look away, or if you look somebody piercingly in their eyes as you're talking to them. These simple ways of switching around your state, switching around how your body is, switching around how your voice is, can change the way people see you as a confident person. Even if you don't fully internalize confidence, this is a quick hack for you to show up with as more confident as a person. Second way of projecting more confidence is the way you dress. If you wear clothing that makes you feel good, makes you feel elated, makes you feel solid, you will project confidence. So if I'm comfortable in this t-shirt and this hat and I feel like, I'm looking good, I naturally will have the tendency of being more confident in that moment. Again, this is not a long-term strategy, but on the short term, in the moment, if you have to go speak on a stage, find that best dress, find that best shirt that will make you feel confident because of the way you look and the way you project yourself. Thirdly, that I find really useful when I'm looking for confidence in that particular moment is I have a list of tracks that really make me feel empowered, puts me in a state of positive, puts me in a state of owning my power and presenting for my power, and that helps tremendously to be able to change your state from being underconfident and not sure to feeling confident because you're driven by that music, that auditory feeling that gives you that drive to show up with confidence. The same can be done if there are certain video messages that you feel confident as you watch them. It may be a past video of your own, it may be a past presentation that you recorded, but you really felt the confidence, and that allows you to also tap into that state and realize that confidence in the moment. Now that also leads me to always having a collection of stories or times where you felt confident, you felt the person in power. And that will help you to remember those ideas, those times, those situations, and get into that immediate state of confidence. Now, these are just quick hacks. These are things that would work most of the time. Sometimes they may not work. And definitely the confidence that you get out of dressing well and sitting up is temporary. It's not a permanent solution. What are some of those hacks that you know to be able to get into a state of confidence really quickly? Go ahead and write that in the comment section below so we can also all learn from those hacks that you have found that puts you into an immediate state of confidence. Now let's talk about real confidence. Confidence that lasts. Confidence that gives you confidence for life, where you feel like you're living in a place of confidence. And you can use these hacks, but you don't really need these hacks. The first way of developing real confidence is to do familiar things and move towards trying unfamiliar things. What does that mean? Well, you see, we have confidence in things that we're familiar with. I don't have to motivate you and give you confidence in the way you brush your teeth. You are familiar with it. You know how to brush your teeth, and you have tremendous amount of confidence in the way you brush your teeth. That's what doing familiar things means. If you're doing something that is familiar to you, if you're doing something that is known to you, is in your body, you don't need additional confidence to be able to continue to do those things. But you can use this familiar confidence, this familiarity towards this particular activity, and do the unfamiliar that may be right off of that. My friend Marissa Peer shares,
it is a rule of the mind that we like what's familiar and we don't like what's unfamiliar. But here's another rule: you can make anything you like familiar.
Think about it like this. Because you're familiar about something and you're certain about the results that certain thing will get, your confidence in that familiar thing consistently increases. If there's a particular thing that you do that gets a particular outcome, and every single time you do that thing, you get the same outcome or better, you get more and more confidence around that particular thing. Now, once you know what is familiar, you want to see what is the closest unfamiliar thing that you can do, so you can use all the confidence that is generated from this familiar activity and lean into that unfamiliar, right? The reason why we do that is because as you expand into this unfamiliar, soon the confidence of familiar will transmute into the unfamiliar territory, because you'll start to build skill around the unfamiliar as well, and you start to go, oh, now I have more skill around unfamiliar, and you'll start to create more and more confidence around that. And soon enough, you will find that the thing that was completely unfamiliar to you, something that was so difficult at the time, has now become easier. Let's take an example. Let's say if you want to record videos like this one. If it is unfamiliar to you to get in front of a camera and record something, you may find it very difficult to find the confidence in your body to be able to start the camera and start recording. But you may be familiar with talking about particular subjects, say confidence, for example, right? If you're comfortable with talking about the subject of confidence, what if you started talking about the subject of confidence and you did something that was much more easier and didn't feel the pressure of lighting and camera and audio and all of that, right? So what if I took the idea of confidence and simply just recorded it on the phone and said, I'm going to just record this just for my friends. This is not for public consumption. This is for me. The reason why I'm suggesting this little activity is because once you've done it on the phone and you do it 1 time and 2 times and 3 times, and you're doing it on topics that you're familiar with and topics that you're comfortable with, soon enough you will find that the videos that you're posting, or not even posting, or just recording for yourself, you get comfortable enough that you say, maybe I can post these. And then you will go out and post them. And once you get comfortable, you'll post them. You start to get comfortable by saying, maybe I can do the audio better. And then maybe you'll use headphones, or maybe you'll get a mic that you'll attach to your phone. And soon you will find that slowly but surely, you're comfortable to turn on the camera and start talking to the camera, because for what was unfamiliar before, it's very familiar to you. So find ways to do familiar activities and lean into the ideas that may be slightly unfamiliar. So slowly but surely, you start to build confidence around the unfamiliar, making an unfamiliar also familiar. The second thing that you want to do is you want to build trust with yourself. You see, most of the time, self-confidence is a reflection of self-esteem. If you have trust in yourself, if you rate yourself highly, if you believe that you're capable of certain things and you believe that you can achieve certain things, it gives you natural confidence. It gives you the ability of being able to show up because you believe you can do what you say you're going to do. The challenge usually is that we often, as human beings, say we are going to do certain things and then we don't do it. What happens every single time when you say you're going to do something and don't do it is that you take a little bit away from the trust that you have in yourself. You may say, hey, I'm gonna go and make that coaching call, and then you don't make that call. What happens unconsciously is you have taken a little bit trust away from your self-esteem. You've taken a little bit trust from yourself and said, next time I say I'm gonna make the call, I'll probably not. Every single small commitment that you don't follow through on stacks against your self-esteem, stacks against what you truly are as a human being. And so what you want to do is you want to get into a habit of trusting yourself. This can only happen from inside out. Other people telling you they love what you do or they appreciate what you do helps, but it doesn't really build the self-esteem the way you trusting your own self does. You knowing that you will stand up to your word does for you. So you want to ask yourself is, what are those micro actions that you can do that will continue to stack on that self-esteem, will continue to build the trust towards that activity and your ability to do that activity every single day, every single week. And that will happen if you say, assign yourself small tasks that get you toward the confidence that you're seeking. So say, if you are seeking confidence in getting on stage, or if you're seeking confidence in your coaching ability, what are those small activities that if you commit to and deliver will give you some more self-esteem to follow through on your larger commitment of building a coaching practice, getting on stages, and so forth. So say, for example, you want to be a speaker on stage. What is it that you can do on a weekly basis that will, as a commitment to yourself, that you can deliver to and keep building the trust towards saying that one day you will be a confident speaker? Let's ask ourselves the first thing. The first thing may be, okay, to be a confident speaker, the first thing that I commit to is studying every single weekend on how to create great talks or great speeches. Now, when you ask that question, what I want you to do as a follow-up is to actually stick to that commitment. If you said every single week you're going to study a little bit more towards becoming a confident speaker, every weekend, make sure you study to become a more confident speaker. Every single time you follow through on this commitment, every single time you go ahead and do this activity, you'll find that you are building more and more trust with yourself to become a more confident speaker. And as this self-esteem stacks on, as you continue to take that little action that builds more trust towards you, towards your commitment, now you'll be able to see that your self-esteem rises. And because your self-esteem rises, because you know you're going to follow through on your word, you will find yourself be more confident in the areas that you're looking for confidence in. What you want to do while building this trust with yourself is also be mindful that you're not comparing yourself to others. See, one of the ways we stop trusting ourselves is because we start comparing. We start going, but that person's such a great speaker and that person's such a great speaker. And they both are great speakers, but that does not reflect on you. That does not reflect on if you can be a great speaker or not, because you is you. So you want to be mindful that when you are going out in the world and you start looking at other people doing the same things, don't let your personal trust and personal self-esteem be affected by somebody else's success and somebody else's ability to do certain things, because you have your own unique ability. You have your own unique potential that needs to be tapped in, and anything that takes away from that self-esteem is going to take away from your capability of creating the results that you truly want to create. Lastly, I want to share with you the competence leads to confidence model. You see, the more competent you become at a certain activity, the more confidence that you get. If you are more competent in your knife skills in the kitchen, the more confidence you have of looking away while you are chopping something in the kitchen. So confidence is a function of your competence. How do you build more competence in certain areas of your life? You see, competence is a function of action or activity, and action is a function of courage. You see, when you are trying to build competence in a particular area of your life, you actually need courage to be able to take action towards building competence in that area that will eventually lead to confidence in that area. So think about it like 4 different boxes. If you take the courage towards doing certain things that otherwise are uncomfortable to you, are things that you don't know how to do, what will happen is that action, that courage will lead you to take certain actions, which is, say, this box. Now you've taken action or activity towards this particular item that you want to get confident in, helps you do some activity around this area. When you do some activity around it, if you teach, learn, study, execute an idea, what will happen is you will either have a positive or a negative outcome of it. And because it's a positive or negative outcome, what will happen is you will build competence. Because even if it's a negative outcome, we know what it simply means is there's another way that we need to do it, which means we'll learn something more, right? And so out of this action that you took, you'll end up with some level of competence. This competence may be knowing what to do or what not to do, right? And this competence would eventually lead to creating more confidence, because now you know when you say something or say that you're going to do something, because of your competence, you can get that outcome. Now, this is actually an infinite loop, because once you have confidence, it is much easier to find courage, isn't it? Because as you are more confident about that particular activity, you feel more and more courageous about saying, I can definitely try the next thing, right? And so you will go ahead and take more courageous steps. And because you'll take more courageous steps, you will take more action towards that activity. And because you're taking more
courageous action towards this activity, you'll end up being more competent. You will have more confidence. Because you have more confidence, you're going to have more courage. And because more courage, you'll have more action. And because you have more action, you'll have more confidence. And because of more confidence, you'll have more confidence. And because of more confidence, you'll have more courage. And because of more courage, you'll have more
you will have more confidence. You see how this loop keeps working and working and working and giving you more and more confidence every single day. So really, there are two segments of building more confidence in your life. First is projecting confidence. That is a short-term confidence that you need immediately, that can happen if you change your state, if you change the way you clothe yourself, if you listen to the right kind of track, you can find something that will help you project confidence. And the second is living in confidence, and that is a function of three different things. First is to do more familiar things so you can slowly tap into unfamiliar things that will help you get more confidence as you get better at those unfamiliar things. Second is to be able to build trust with yourself, increase our self-esteem so we can increase our self-confidence. And lastly is to understand that competence leads to confidence, and hence you need to constantly work on your competence. So this is how you get more confident. If you have any other ideas that you think we should know as people on how to increase our confidence levels as coaches, as entrepreneurs, go ahead and put that in the comment section below. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I release videos like this every single week where we'll work on a topic that can really help you push your coaching business forward, your coaching practice forward, have more impact with your clients. So this is a really useful channel for you. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment, tell me how we can be more confident. If you love this video, which I'm sure you did, go ahead, hit the like button so we know that you loved this video. Thank you so much for watching. This is Ajit Navlakha, and I will see you next week.